Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be looking at price predictions for the end of 2021. So if you're looking to hodl Bitcoin to the peak of the next bull run, then this video will give you an idea of exactly how high it just may go. Before we get into things, I just wanted to apologise for not uploading the video yesterday. Unfortunately, I got tied up with my dad, making him watch this absolute behemoth of an interview with Crypto and Bitcoin's youngest OG, Michael Saylor. I really suggest you guys check it out. It's about 1 hour 20 in length, but to peer behind the veil into the minds of these mega rich people is just absolutely worth the effort. Okay, so on to price predictions for 2021. So the first one we're going to be looking at is JP Morgan Chase. So JP Morgan Chase came in predicting around 50 to 100k by the end of this year. JP Morgan Chase has been absolutely trash talking Bitcoin for years now. Next in we've got Citibank. Citibank coming in at about 318k per Bitcoin at the end of 2021. Now this is a massive price increase of probably about 10x from where we are at the moment, just taking that recent dip from $40,000 per Bitcoin. Gunggenheim Fund picked up quite a lot of Bitcoin earlier this year, I believe 500 million or so. One of the analysts within the Gunggenheim Fund predicted Bitcoin to be worth an estimated $400,000. You're probably wondering how these predictions are being made, and if there is in fact actually any logic to them. Well, to me, it would seem fair to assume that these predictions are based on Plan B's stock to flow model. What's the stock to flow model? It's a model that predicts the future Bitcoin price based on information gathered regarding the supply of Bitcoin generated by the miners, the time from or to the next halvening event, and the change of Bitcoin's price historically in reaction to these two factors. You will often see it on a logarithmic graph, with the time between the two halvenings marked in a heat map style to denote the distance to or from the next halvening. So we can see by looking at these three predictions that some of them are very close to Plan B's stock to flow model. However, there is an outlier in JP Morgan Chase. So for the Citibank and the Guggenheim price prediction to come true, we need a couple of things to happen. The market cap has to increase, and that money's got to come from somewhere. So where's it coming from? In these two scenarios, it is mainly draining energy from gold. Gold will lose value as a safe haven asset. People will start to see the amazing run that Bitcoin's had in 2020 and start rediversifying their portfolio to reallocate money to assets that have done well during this period. And now we have an absolutely ridiculous price prediction in 1 year by Davinci J15.
What is your price prediction until the end of this year, or until the end of the cycle, right? Which you predict to be in the end of the year or maybe going into 2022. And you set a number. I mean, I was shocked that you were saying it with so much confidence there live in the stream. And they said, are you sure? Like, are you for real? And you said, yeah, for sure. So can you maybe share this number you were predicting for the end of this bull cycle here?
Yeah, well, I was saying because they were talking about how why people are going to sell their bitcoins. Like, we're an institution going to sell their bitcoins when they can just borrow against it and never sell it because this is an asset that's fixed in number. So there's no point in selling that asset, right? And then that clearly states that, well, wait a second, then that will collapse the dollar, and that effectively means Bitcoin will go well over $1.2 million.
I mean, when I heard this, because my prediction was 275,000, and people were saying, Chris, are you crazy?
But that will take the collapse of the US dollar. So, you might be wondering, what are my personal price predictions for the end of 2021? Well, I can't be sure what is going to happen, but I can tell you what I think might happen if a couple of things fall into place. So, for my lowball answer, that relies on more institutional investment, stealing energy from gold, and the stock to flow model being correct, is 350,000 US dollars per Bitcoin. Am I highball? So I'm not quite as bullish as Davinci, but I'm getting there. But I think it relies on a lot of things happening which might not be plausible. Bitcoin needs to steal the energy from gold. This is the first thing it needs to do to go on its way. Bitcoin needs to collapse the US dollar. More institutional investment and pension funds have to get involved.
Senior citizens, although slow and dangerous behind the wheel, can still serve a purpose.
Mass supply and demand shock. With all the extra spending and quantitative easing done by governments all around the world, if the current scenario gets worse and we aren't able to control it, there's likely to be less trust in governments and less trust in banking and financial institutions. And finally, and most importantly, if they start to offer collateral loans against Bitcoin, then that will change everything for all of us. It certainly changes the question of, when do I sell?
I'm trying to tell you that when you're ready, you won't have to.
And with that, I will leave you on these parting words from the Bitcoin OG himself.
Each citizen now has a choice. You can stay on the fiat standard in which some people get to produce unlimited new units of money for free, just not you. Or opt into the Bitcoin standard in which no one gets to do that, including you.